And welcome back. Yes, the Hawaiian Pro here, the WSL World Surf League QS 10,000 event, penultimate event. Next stop, we head up to Sunset Beach to wrap things up and see who's going to qualify for the World Championship Tour on the QS. In the lineup, Patrick Gudauskas in red, our top seed, number 22 in the QS rankings. Bino Lopes is wearing the white singlet, number 39 in the rankings. Aritz Arambaru, the Spaniard, Euskadi, 30 years age, and he's wearing yellow. And of course, we do have the local favorite, and he is the number 11 seed for the Pipe Master Invitational, the 18-year-old Seth Muniz.
Your last wave, I mean, I threw in an 8-point ride at least into the excellent range. You didn't even come up on a 7 on the judges' scorecard. Can you give us some insight on that?
Man, you know, I have never gotten along with the judges, and being that we're on TV, I will not give a comment. I'm really happy with those guys.
Well, for us, we loved your surfing. Yeah. We can't wait to see more out of you. Moving on through, you got to be stoked on that.
I'm stoked. You know, I'm stoked I made my heat. Stoked I got some waves. What's up to everybody at Maliola and all the kids who've been supporting over the years. Can't wait to get back on the tour and take you guys surfing again.
Well, there you go. Giving back to the community, Sonny Garcia.
What a rock star, what an ambassador. I asked Al Hunt, who's the most fine surfer on the planet? Sonny Garcia, he'll tell you that as well. You know, he's charged the judges' tower. He's charged surfers out of the water. He's done everything. But in terms of being a character and speaking his mind, he does not hold any punches back, does he?
He had to bite his tongue right there, didn't he?
He did. That's the first time he bit his tongue.
Oh, no. He's, you know, we all grow up, and you know, he's been doing an amazing job all around the world. You know, he knows what he needs to do for his health. As you watch this replay here of Bino smooth as silk on this one, except for that right there, and then into the coffin. That was kind of funky. You know, that will affect the score a bit. You know, that maneuver will be not completed. But other than that, you know, he looked really, really good. And then behind him, this is Patrick Gudauskas. You know, Pat in a situation here where he needs to probably pick up 2 solid results to be able to make it back onto the championship tour. He knows the situation that he needs to be in. Here's live action, Dave.
And here we go. Our surfer in blue, Seth Muniz, starting things off. Seth, nice top move. Really trick going, thinking about the barrel. One section here. Late hit right there. What a talent this kid is. 18 years of age. From the South Shore over there. His sister, I believe she's on the beach, a 2-time world longboard champion. There's brothers Isaiah, Joshua, Micah. This is Seth Muniz in the water. Saw Dad Tony on the beach and beautiful Tammy, the mom. What a phenomenal crew. As we take a look at replay of Seth.
Well, and it's Seth, you know, this kid has a really bright future, and you'd expect him to be making his way onto the championship tour. You know, this is his first few years in the Triple Crown. You know, Haleiwa being one of those areas that he is very comfortable surfing at.
And then we go back to live action, Bino Lopes. Now that first move, still waiting on that score where his back foot slipped out. And then he got back, recovery, great balance. Bino gets a second wave. Bino is from Salvador, Bahia, Brazil. Very nice, beautiful, warm area. He needs around a 64 result to help his 5-wave total, his 5-event total. He's 27 years of age, our surfer in white.
Well, and look at this, lays into it. He's really quick in and out of his turns, but he does it with smooth transitions. You know, it's not like he's herky-jerky. It's really quiet. I like the style that he carries here, and especially in places like Haleiwa, that's going to score very well.
From our television production crew, Uncle Toads and the team back there. Hey, one thing, as we take a look at our surfer in yellow. Some phenomenal camera work and equipment here. The same truck that was in Trestles has been shipped over here for this event. That's amazing, isn't it?
Well, I mean, they've worked really hard on that truck, specifically for surfing. Pacific Broadcast, they've done a great job at, you know, putting all this broadcast equipment together to bring it to you folks at home.
And it really wouldn't happen without Time Warner being the partner here for this event.
Dean
Thank
Luke.
you, Time Warner, and the whole, and Kavika and the entire crew. Take a look at this.
Wow,
great surfing.
Yeah, and this was a great looking wave there from the beginning. It did run off in front of him there at the very end, but those 2 nice turns on the outside are going to score well for Aritz.
So the pencil dive we see right there where he just stopped. Yeah, you can flop yourself in the body, but you want to get underneath and you want to stop your forward momentum. You don't want to get hit by your board. I've seen you pencil dive on some big waves, Pete.
Well, it's funny because it was something that the first person I saw do it was at Pipeline. It was actually Barney Barron, Sean Barron. He did a pencil dive where he got caught in the lip and he jumped off, and rather than go head first, he jumped off feet first. and it punched him right out the back. And I was like, wow, that was pretty functional. And now it's pretty much a standard issue that guys will do. They'll pencil dive, and it works really well.
And the pencil dive is with feet first, and you rather hit the reef with your feet than your head.
Absolutely, and it also, just the way it penetrates, it allows you to get underneath the wave, and it most of the time, hopefully most of the time, you don't get sucked back over.
Well, Patrick Gudauskas, well, he gets that 6.83 in the second wave. What a character. He and his brother out here surfing yesterday afternoon, having a great time. It was crowded. It was really good. He's out of San Clemente. That's Orange County. And we got a good shot of Seth Moniz. His first wave is 6.33. Seth is in a spot right now. He's just looking for a second wave, waiting for Aritz there in Baru. He needs a 7.03, and this second wave is going to come through. And it looks like he's going to bump Gudauskas out early on. We will not go to the man-on-man competition, at least at this event, or at Sunset Beach. Here is Bino Lopes. Bino trying to replace a 2.67. Keyline for speed. Look for him to launch, possibly. There's the closeout section. There's the launch. Nice. I don't know if he got the grab on it. Maybe a little slow on the rotation, but he had speed, didn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, you get to that end section with all that speed. He didn't really do any maneuvers yet, so that was kind of the last-ditch effort to go for it. Big, huge frontside air attempt, but can't rotate out of it, and it's a throwaway score for Bino.
And Pete, you know about that toilet bowl, it gets pretty shallow here.
Yeah, it does, and I got to be careful here. But he loads up. You can see he's got a ton of speed, but we're in slow-mo. Goes for the grab and does just touch it, gets it. You can see right there, nose picks with that foamy section. A nice, right, he landed it right, perfect timing with the explosion to kind of slow him down, but wasn't able to pull it down and rotate out and complete the maneuver.
Gudauskas has priority. Does he want this wave? Surfer in blue further out, second priority, does not take it because Gudauskas say, well, I want it. So blue's going to stay out there, and Pat did not paddle for it. You can have priority. Even if you're in third spot, you can lose priority to fourth. You really got to watch your paddling. Here he comes right now. Gudauskas now needs a 1.21 to move back up into a higher position. And beautiful turns right here. Nice float.
Oh,
and the elevator drop and the shock absorbers kind of hit hard.
Yeah,
into the flats.
That was wild. I love how he did the snap, though, straight back into the bottom turn, right into the floater. Unfortunately, there he wasn't able to complete that big airdrop. Again, everything into it, though. Good wave choice. This one looked like it had a great line on it. Does that nice carve, and then right back to the bottom turn, floats it, jumps off, lands, and unfortunately just wasn't centered over the top of his board. And went down kind of hard. Well,
I think the Gudauskas and a lot of these guys that can throw the airs, they know when to eject. They said, look, I'm going to save my ankle. That's just one wave. It's just one decent wave out the back. So priority is going to be key. Surfer in blue has first priority, looking for his second wave, and it doesn't need much right here. And it's Seth Moniz, the 18-year-old from the South Shore. Beautiful bottom third. Nice wrap. So much skill, just like his father, Tony. Just a powerhouse surfer, one of the best at Sunset. In fact, Tony used to promote events there as well, the Faith Riding Pro. Just the family tree is strong right there.
Great surfing there and great wave choice. Fact is, it's been tough because with priority, there's been maybe one or two waves, and the second wave has been usually the better wave. And Seth made the decision to go on the first one, and it was the only wave in the set, and he ripped the bag out of it. He surfed really well on that one, had great line on it, was able to fit in strings, 4 or 5 maneuvers there to finish off that wave.
They're playing fair out there. Priority, next priority, Aritz in Baru. He's got a 7.73. Now he's looking for a 2.37, but we're still waiting on scores. And Baru taking some chances. And you hear it time and time again as we take a look at Baru trying to make extra points here. Surfers say, don't fall. That can be a problem. But get the 2 best waves out there. And I don't know how you do that. If you're a local, you might be able to pick and choose. It looks like Moniz really can find the decent waves out there. And sometimes if you do have first priority, you feel pressured to take off on the first of a set wave.
Yeah, no, that's what you do. I mean, sometimes it must be, the second waves may pop up really quickly. And got committed paddle here by White, Bino Lopes.
Lopes looking to get rid of a 2.67, and currently he's in the third spot. That's going to change. We've got some big scores coming through. Closeout section. Now, one thing with this priority, prior to priority situation, it was positioning, and these guys would push themselves out of whack, and it was more of a paddle positioning. We are seeing guys go exactly, once they do have that first priority, they really play the game. There's no excuses for taking off too deep.
Well, I know that they're sitting at least number 10 right now.
So I don't know. The time's short, but I'll tell you, John's been doing a great job. Pete, let's take a look at this surfer in blue. He knows how to ride a wave.
Well, it came in at a 6.97. You know, this wave had a lot of opportunity. It was a lot of out-in-the-face type of maneuver, so it didn't go into the excellent range. He wasn't able to really connect with that vertical lip, but a nice round carves, and then there gets the nice clean snap to finish at 6.97 and has him in second position because Aritz had this wave, the 5.83. This first turn lays into it. Nice part of the section there was nice and steep, gets the float, comes down, and then finishes off clean with the last little rebound off the foam, gets the 5.83, and is able to get into that #1 position.
Red with first priority, and I love what he's doing out there as we take a look at another replay, Bino Lopes.
Yeah, and so Bino, a little smaller wave, but again, look how clean he surfs. He's just in and out of the lip so quickly, and the transitions are seamless. It's great surfing from Bino.
Well, I'll tell you, I would take a look at the surfer that's got the most knowledge out there and kind of stick by him. That would be Seth Moniz. Now, Aritz Aramburu posted a 5.83. He's your current heat leader. Here's Patrick Gadauskas. Patrick with priority takes this one and gets hung up on the lip, and it takes him down.
Yeah, that was tough. You know, there was a nice section there. You can see a little splash of the water from Patrick. Another throwaway score here. Opportunity lost. I mean, you know, he went and got loose in the lip, which is good. You know, that kind of shows the innovation progression type of it, getting a little bit more critical. You know, that type of surfing is going to get rewarded when you pull it off. But unfortunately, when you start throwing that much risk into maneuvers like that, unfortunately, you know, sometimes you fall. 4 events right now that are hopefully going to be running here very soon. We've got an El Nino season kicked in, which hopefully means lots of big waves.
Well, for Surfline, I'm saying, hey, look, January, February, we should be off the Richter scale here.
Well, let's hope so. Cross our fingers.
Here we go. Lots of speed here. He knows how to launch as well. Beautiful bottom turn. There's a very interesting launch, and he lands tail first, brings it around 180 degrees. And take a look. He can do no wrong. Trying to better a 6.33 is Seth Moniz.
Well, that was that innovation progression element of the criteria, the judging criteria. They look at all certain types of elements. That was definitely something that we haven't seen very, very often. But look at this set starting to make its way in here at Haleiwa.
People on the beach are whistling. I don't know if they can hear it out the back. Sometimes we have spotters at Pipeline. Here, maybe a little more difficult. Surfer in white has second priority. Bino Lopes needs a 5.87 to move up. Bino, nice wrap. Pretty cash right here. Waits for it to take shape. Now comes the inside pocket. This is not really going to go right over the toilet bowl properly. It's going to kind of fizzle out on him. 2:53 remaining. Patrick Gadauskas needs a 6.48. Bino Lopes needs a 5.87. Seth Moniz, believe it or not, is in second. Your leader is Aritz Aramburu. 2-wave total, 13.56. Seth Moniz, a 13.30. Can Seth improve his 2-wave total here?
Yeah, well, and see, he doesn't really get a turn on the outside, but he gets to this inside section here, goes for the front side grab, gets the rail, lands tail first, and somehow rotates out of it. Rebounds the whitewater here and finishes up, cleans up this last little inside wave here. Pretty good surfing there by Seth Moniz.
That aerial throw tail where you flip it around, normally it's on a closeout and you'd come down. He actually landed back in front of the wave, which is a little unique.
Very unique. And, you know, Seth, again, he's a young surfer here. He's got to be able to mix it up. He knows that. You know, Seth, again, very good at that innovation progression, does the air moves, both backhand, forehand. Here he is, busting it out at Haleiwa.
35 seconds according to our clock. This is a men's qualifying series, the 10,000 event, round 2, heat number 7. We're going to go through 4 surfers all the way through another day and a half of competition. Please stay with us. Thanks for joining us here as we take a look at our surfer in white. Lopes needs a 5.87. It's now or never, and the guy with 4th priority, they give it to him. And can he pull a rabbit out of the hat? Is that going to be enough? Is that a 5.87?
Well, it was a smaller wave, although his maneuvers were crisp. Seeing you take a look at the replay here, as that is it. So we're going to be waiting on this score from Bino. Now, is it a strong enough wave in the maneuvers category? Let's take a look here. So it is a smaller wave. He runs down the line, gets a lot of speed, comes around the corner, the big roundhouse wrap. You know, what you got to do is compare it to the waves of Seth. You know, that was critical. You know, but again, the wave was very small in comparison to Seth Moniz's wave. So, I mean, you're going to have to throw down this comparison and a bit of a thank you there to the Lord from Bino as he enjoys his times here at Haleiwa. And we wait on a score.
Waiting for scores, judges taking a good look. Now, when they wait for the scores, they're going to look at a replay from their position without slow-mo, and they will match waves. They will not only look at that wave, but they'll see something that's similar. And if another surfer has something like, say, a 6, they'll take a look and they'll keep that scale, correct? Seth Moniz, a 6.6. No, we got Seth at a 6.33 and a 6.97.
Bino needs the score here. He just rode. He's in. He needs the 5.87. As you see Bino sitting up, walking up the beach here. The scores are starting to trickle in. It's going to be close.
Seth is the #1 Hawaiian junior. Looking at 6th event, he is the #1 leader right there. And I assume he is the Pro Junior champion for Hawaii. Bino Lopes right now number 39 in the rankings after 14 events. This is event 15. He'd love to have some points and move on. Is he going to get the score? He needs a 5.87. There's a couple of 5s. And there's a couple of scores that look like they're very close.
Well, there's I see 3 that are under and 1 over, and it's not enough.
Bino Lopes is relegated to a 3rd place. Patrick Gadaus is 4th. Moving on to the next round. Aritza Bruce, Seth Moniz.